Hi, happy Saturday, everybody. I wanted to come on today and share a DIY that I've been thinking of. So I hope you join me as I put together this DIY. Happy Saturday. If you come on, let me know where you're from. I am working on a DIY today. So I've never made it before, so I'm hoping it turns out good. Yeah, so it's going to be a little sign, a little bunny trail sign, and it's going to have a wooden sign, a bunny, and a little egg. So let me turn around and so I can get started. Okay, let's see. All right, hi Corinne. Canada. Is it chilly up there? Hi Marianne. Okay, I'm going to start off by painting this sign Caribbean blue. It's just a little DIY that I wanted to work on today. I will be selling the kits. So ask questions. And so my thought about it is I'll make it here on live. And then if you purchase the kit, then you can just look back on the DIY if you want to make it. So I thought that would be fun. I hope it turns out. Like I said, it's just an idea I had in my head, and this is the first time me making it. I'll just cut out a piece of 1 by, I believe it's 1 by 5, which ends up being 1 by 4.5. So I cut that down, and then I sanded, I don't know if you could see, I kind of sanded the edges to give it kind of a rustic look. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it, and then I'm going to sand it some more. My husband's golfing today, so he will not know that I'm sanding in the house again. Got to do this fast. You guys want to watch this live and don't have time to go outside and sand, right? Am I right? So I'm painting this. It's Delta Caribbean Blue. I love this color. I use it a lot for my Easter projects. One thing I do, I don't know if you guys do it, those of you who are on that paint, I like to brush with the grain of the wood. I don't know if that's my thing. I don't know if I heard it somewhere. I feel like that's where I learned that in my tool painting classes. All right. Then I'm going to paint my bunny with white Waverly chalk paint. Chalk paint's a little thicker. Hopefully it's kind of warmer today than it's been here lately, so hopefully this dries pretty quickly. I don't have a blow dryer to try to get this drier, but it should dry pretty quickly. Yeah, I love Caribbean blue too, Roberta. And Corinne, I'm glad I'm not the only one that paints with the gray. So what I do, I don't know if what your guys' method is to base paint. I just go on the edges and make a mess right there, and then I just wipe it off in the front. Don't let it dry too long though, because then it'll look all gunky. With this chalk paint, I try to get some water because it is thicker. So, and this bunny too, if you notice, this is plain on this side, but I did sand the edges on here because again, I want to give it kind of a rustic look. Today is my wood cutting day, so I will be cutting wood after my live. I have a lot of ideas in store. Still working on St. Patrick's Day goodies. Let me get some. Let me go. This is the ribbon that I'll be using, so I want to try to get something close to it. I think that pink will be good. This pink is Baby Pink from Deco Art with a little egg. And again, I go on my edges. And then this is where I make a mess of my silicone mat, but as you can see, I cleaned it before I went live. Hi, Tammy. Peggy. Hi, Stephanie. Okay. For those of you just joining, I am making a DIY Easter craft. It's going to consist of a board, a bunny, oh, gotta put it here somewhere, a bunny and an egg. And then I'm going to use ribbon, wire, and jute to kind of put it all together and stencil a little sign that says Bunny Trail. Okay. As that's drying, I will, you know what, since I have my white out, hold on just a second. I cut out these bunnies. Oh, I got paint on it already. And I could paint these as we're chatting. It's been a process. So what I do is I work and then I come home. I cut some new items out, and sometimes I try to do 6 at a time, 5 or 6 at a time. And then I'll base paint one night. The next night I come home, I may cut a little bit more again, and then I'll kind of finish up the items that I had base painted the night before. So it's kind of a process, my little own process, and it's been working really good. Oops, I'm kind of going out of the camera here. Amy, can you raise my camera a little bit? I feel like it's so low and it's not really. I think we. I don't know. And then we'll just. Sorry guys, a little bit of adjustment here.
Is that better?
Yeah. I just need a wider space so people can see what I'm doing. Like I'm out of the camera right now. Yeah, much better. All right. Thank you. All right, here. Again, I'm just base painting this new bunny that I designed. And I cut it out on Thursday night, and then my husband sanded it for me yesterday, which was nice of him. A lot of times I'll sand it on my own since it's a work night, so I'll just do it really quick. And he went golfing today, and I said, okay, so he's like, you're gonna cut wood? I said, yeah, so then you have something to do when you get back. He didn't like that answer. Okay. So yeah, I've been selling my patterns with my kits, with the wood pieces. I've been selling them for $22 plus shipping. The kit that I'll be making today will be $22, and it includes shipping. So, and it's not going to come with a pattern. So if you want to purchase it, you can purchase it, and then once you get it, go back on this live so you can see how I put it together. This is not part of the kit, but I just wanted to get that out of the way. Okay, let's do another coat of Caribbean blue. I told my daughters that I'm nervous about going live because I haven't really, a lot of times I'll make something and I kind of look at it and then I tweak it, but going live is a little harder. I mean, I could still tweak it afterwards and then show you guys the finished product, but I kind of wanted it to be the beginning at the end of this so you could see the whole thing. So it'll be good. This doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, I want it to be kind of primitive, so I am going to sand the edges. And I will use Waverly Antique Wax to kind of give it some color on the edges. Okay. There's that. Hi, Tracy. Yeah, he's a cute little bunny, Peggy. I thought it was kind of, it'd be fun. So, and I'm going to put a really easy face on it so that for those of you who like really easier things to do. I'm getting paint all over this thing. Okay. Just my sample, right? I think this will be faster than I thought, so that'll be good. Won't keep you guys on too long. The Olympics are on. Is anybody watching the Olympics? I didn't even know opening ceremonies were yesterday. That was kind of exciting. Some of those countries don't have a lot of athletes. It's kind of amazing. Put out too much paint on there. Okay, and this is cut from, I believe it's 1/4 inch. I think 1/4 inch, like plywood. So you'll also get this in the kit. I got that really wet. That's going to take a while. Okay. Let me paint another bunny. Ooh, let me show you my last little leprechaun that I made. It's so cute. He's a little guy. He's not very tall. It ended up being smaller than I probably should have made him, but he turned out really cute. He's about 5 3/4 inches. And I also made this rainbow. How cute is that? I just washed it with the different colors. Kind of really easy to make. I'm going to stain the back when I'm done sealing it. I'm thinking I'm going to put some diamond dust on there. I'm not sure yet. And I think I'm going to put him on a stand. So he's kind of like behind this little guy. So he's fun. So I just wanted to show you something I've been working on. This is one of the items that I painted this last week, and that was fun. So yeah. What are you guys all working on? You go cut wood, Tracy. Okay. Yeah, I will be selling that little guy with the rainbow, Peggy. I'm working on things for my live. I'm working on things to sell on my page. Things to sell on virtual home decor. I have been busy, so that's good. Keeps you out of trouble, right? And spending money. Although I do a good job of that when the little bit of time that I do get to go out, or that I do go out. But seriously, when I work all day, I just want to come home. I don't really want to go out shopping. See, I'm making a DIY, painting this, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah, so if you purchase the kit, you could always fast forward through all of this so you could see the DIY kit. Yeah, so for those of you, I don't know if you saw, I sold a couple of St. Patrick's Day items last week on virtual. So I'll try to do that. I'll try to do that weekly. Since I am making 5s and 6s, but then that narrows it down my things for the live. But I mean, that way you get your hands on it sooner. I still have to go to Hobby Lobby. The last time I went, or actually Amy went for me, and they hardly had any Easter stuff out at our Hobby Lobby. So that was kind of a bummer. I'm going to have to check that out. Peggy, yeah, so yeah, I'm not going to go live on virtual. I will go live on my page. So hopefully that helps. And then I will let you know when I'm posting items for sale. I try to do that usually the night before I'm going to do it. So, because sometimes I don't even know until last minute. And I'll let you know when that's going to happen. That way, whoever sees my post can grab it. All right. There's that guy. I made 6 of these, but then I cut out 8 of these. He's gonna be holding it. Kind of similar to what I did last weekend, except it's a little easier because it's a separate piece. I don't have to it's less detail for me. But he'll be holding these 2 little peeps in his hands. But so I cut 6 of these and I cut 8 of these. So now I got to cut 2 more of these. So I'll do that. That's part of my cutting. And he ended up bigger than I expected too. I don't usually make things this big. Let's see how big he is. How tall he is. He's about 7.5 inches. A little less than 7.5 inches. So he'll be cute too. Hi, Tammy. Okay, so let's keep going. There have been some really cute ideas on lives that I've seen. It gets you inspired to, well, actually it gets me inspired and I start drawing more, and I wonder what I'm going to work on next. I'm going to work on this bunny. I'm dying to see what he turns out to look like. And I will bring back a bunny that I did last year because I have some more egg wreaths. Okay. I am getting white paint all over my blue sign, but it's okay. See, I should have had one base painted already. That way you guys aren't sitting here watching me base paint these guys. Let me just base paint this one. I should get started on that sign. I think he'll be ready to go. This guy's big. I'm telling you, I'm not used to painting something. I'm used to doing smaller items. But I'm doing it. My goal was to go live more often. This is the 3rd time I've gone live this year, so I'm excited about that. I'm trying to do more kits for people, so it's for those of you who like to do DIYs, can get them done. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's still a little wet. Let's paint one more bunny. He's a little wet still. Okay, one more bunny I think and we're good, and I can sand that. Peggy, so yeah, I'm using chalk paint. So, and Kathy, so both of you are asking about the chalk paint. I use Waverly chalk paint, and I understand some Walmarts aren't carrying it anymore. Thankfully, ours still is. So it's just white matte chalk paint. And I will distress the edges, and then I will use Waverly wax antique color to distress it. And yes, chalk paint covers really, really well. That's why I love painting with it. It does leave it streaky sometimes, but I've noticed just with the little sanding, it takes care of it. I'm just bummed that it doesn't come with more colors. Basically, the colors I use are this white color. I'll use crimson for the red for Valentine's and Valentine's and 4th of July and Christmas. And then I do like to use the blue color. I can't remember the name of it. It's kind of a navy color, and I use that for 4th of July and just different things. But that's mainly the 3 colors I use. I did get another color that was, you know, I have like a Caribbean blue color, but it's a little darker, and I've tried to add white to it. But it's still not white enough, and I'm like, gosh, if I go any whiter, and then if I want to use it again, I don't know, I could just keep adding white, I guess. But it's a nice color. But yeah, I'll base paint with chalk paint as much as I can, and then all my detail type stuff I'll do with acrylic paints. Okay, I'm making a mess of my table, my nicely clean table. I will give this 2 coats though, because I'm kind of anal about the coverage. And sometimes I realize I didn't have to do it, but every time I think I'm just going to do 1 coat, I end up giving it 2 coats. So. Then I go on the sides to see if I left any gunky stuff on there. Okay, let me stand him up over here. All right. I think this should be ready. Get my sandpaper. It feels a little wet still, so it might not really. Oh, I don't want to do this on my table, but I want to show you guys. Shoot. Again, what's done on my live stays on my live, right? I swear if Brad ever saw one of my lives, he would die. But all right, we're good. And then I'm just gonna sand some of that off. Brush that off there. Okay. Since we're sanding that, I'm gonna go ahead and sand the bunny. And see how you could see when I did the edges, I sanded the edges. It makes it kind of more rusticy. That's the look. Okay, and then this, and I'm just gonna flip over, go on the edges. All right, now that I have sawdust all over my table and my hands, okay, let me just wipe that off. Perfect. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I'm going to use a dauber, and I'm going to put dots on this guy. So I think I'm going to stick with white dots, and I'm going to use a dauber. And so I just stick the dauber in my water and wring it out as much as I can. And then I'm going to go on my palette. Probably didn't put enough paint. And then do that. Put a little bit of water. Okay. I think I'll need more paint though. Okay. So dab it on there, and then I am just gonna dab dots on it to give it kind of a decorative background. And I swirl it a little bit. I go back because I didn't push down hard enough. And then do that. And then put another dot. actually, you don't have to cover the whole thing. I'm just gonna leave that. And I learned to do dots in 5s, but my friend Lisette, Ladybug Junker, doesn't really do that, and I've tried to learn that she doesn't. She just kind of places them all over. If you do them in 5s, they look very uniform, and that's what I didn't end up liking about it. So if you notice, they're still kind of in 5s, but kind of not. Okay, need a little bit more paint. Remember when you use the dauber, you should have a little bit of water with it, just so it's not so thick, especially, well, I'm using Delta white paint, so it should be fine, but, and then put one there. Okay, so we're going to let this dry and then make the little bunny face. I blow it off because it's kind of bubbly. Sometimes I just go over it to try to not make it look so gunky. Okay. All right, that guy is good. Now let's go to this guy and put a little face on him. I'm gonna grab my really tiny brush and just put a little nose on him. Cute. Okay. Then I'm going to get a brush, a really scruffy brush, and I'm going to put pink like I did last weekend. I don't know if any of you saw my live last weekend. Grab some paint, take off as much as you can on a paper towel. And then I should do this when this nose is dry, but I'm going to try not to get to the edge of it. And again, this is Baby Pink from DecoArt. And then put some color in the ears. Grab some more paint. You could do this with any, if you don't buy my kit, you could do this with any little blank that you have. So then I grab a little bit of Cherry Red, DecoArt, and I'm just gonna brighten up those cheeks so you can see it a little bit more. As much as I try to do primitive stuff, my stuff doesn't, I feel like, never comes out primitive. I don't know what my look is, but so then I'll just grab some paint, some red paint, and then just kind of have it come out a little bit more. See how it just comes out a little bit more? But I start with the base color of the pink. All right, he is ready. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get some Trail 10 from DecoArt, and I'm gonna make this little egg, give it some, I know Trail 10's kind of a weird color, but because of the ribbon that I'm using, I'm thinking that's gonna be a good color. So just make any type of design on your egg, kind of freestyle it. Just give it one coat. Doesn't have to be there you go. There, that'll be cute. Okay. Might put another color on there, but let me just hold off on that for now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dot the eyes and put a little line down and make his little whiskers with black paint. So I'm just going to bring the line down and then make his little whiskers. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to grab that brush I did the nose with. This is a 10-aught brush. It's so old. And I don't know about you guys, but I love low, I don't even know how to say it, low Cornell brushes, but I don't think they're making them anymore. They're really good brushes. I'm just kind of bummed. And this one, look at it. It like has a mind of its own. But I still use it to dot my eyes, make them longer. Now you could just make little dot eyes with the end of a stylus, with the end of a brush. Probably just, you know, dip, dot, dot. But I like to use kind of the long eyes sometimes. So I'm just going to grab some paint on the end of my brush and then set it down and then set it down. And then he gets those cute little eyes. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand. Oh, this is still wet. I can't sand. Okay. Let's wait on that. Let's wait for that to dry a little bit. I guess I can paint another bunny and chat. Oh, thanks, Jackie. Yeah, it's not primitive. I don't know. It is cutesy, but it's just, I love the primitive look, and I just can never do it. I try to, and then I end up, oh no, it needs this or it needs that. It's just my style, I guess. But I love to buy all that primitive stuff. It's fun. All right, let's paint another bunny while that's drying, because I want to sand over those white dots that I put on there before I stencil Bunny Trail. Sorry, I know this is boring, probably for you guys. You're probably like, get on with the kit. But I kind of wanted to do that from scratch, just so you guys can see my process and see, oh, okay, well, she's not, doesn't just come out that way all the time. I have it in my head, but getting it an actual, like, paper, they would say, or on wood is different, right? Okay. See, I'm killing two birds with one stone, base coating these guys so I can finish them up. Go cut my wood. I see a lot of DIYers make things like on the spot like that. I'm sure that's what they do as well, as they have it in their head. I tend to want to make the item first before I go live, but heck, I'm winging it. I'm doing it. Remember to pick up the gunk on the side that you brushed on. All right. Thing about pine wood is one coat. I don't know if you could tell the lighting. This is one coat and it looks yellowish still, so that's why I like to even give another coat on the edges too as well. I don't know if you guys do that, but I like to cover it pretty good. Okay. This is still wet. Okay, let me talk a little bit about the stencil. So I cut it out of vinyl, And then you will get in the kit that piece along with the transfer tape on it. So that way you can just rub it on the transfer tape. Now I've used this transfer tape for a while now, so it'll be interesting to see if it comes off. But I push down on it with a little chiseler and then lift off. Make sure, yep, you pick up all the, see, it has a piece there. So I just rub it and take it off. All right, so that's ready for when my sign's ready. So my thought is going to be that this guy goes here. Then my first thought was to do this ribbon all the way around, but I put the little arrow on there. So then you won't be able to see the arrow. So I'm gonna have to change that. And that was something I thought of right before I went live. So I think what I'm gonna do, oh, there goes the bunny, is put jute, a couple of things of jute. So I thought that would be cute. And then maybe put a bow right here. So that is my thought process. Pick up this cute bunny that fell over. Oh, another thing I should have told you guys about when I cut wood, I try to go, so this is a really small piece here, right? So I don't want the grain to go this way because one drop and then boom, the ears are off. So I try to pick the grain, I cut it on the grain where the smaller pieces, you know, aren't going to be on a fragile kind of part. I know probably most of you know that. I'll give you an example. Oh, this is a good example where the grain doesn't matter because this is so thick, like really for it to snap, it would be kind of, not impossible, it could happen because pine is very dry. So that's why when you have small pieces like that, I have to be really careful that I look at the grain. Marianne, I don't know if the sizes that I need are on Amazon. I've looked. Michelle, yes, I will have more birthday sets, but like I said, I don't like to do the same thing, so I will probably add something different to them to make it more fun for me as I paint. Oh, these are really wet. You might not. Let me see. Again, trying to keep with that primitive look. There we go. They're wet, but I did it. Okay. See how it messed up my sandpaper now? Oh, well. Things you do for lives, right? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put... So yes, Michelle, I will make more birthday kits. I kind of looked at my stuff from last year and things that I want to repeat. I will be making more of those, so watch out for those. Probably not until after Easter, or even if I get around to it for my Easter sale, I'll do that. But so then I'm just going to go to the edge here and push down on the vinyl. So one thing about sanding the top is that I've noticed when I stencil, it's better if it's sanded lightly. And you won't have as much bleeding for some reason. I don't know, that's just my thought process. But I do go over it. So see, I'm just gonna slide the transfer tape on there. And then on smaller parts, just kind of rub. So that way, oops, see this one moved on me. Grab my pen and try to put this guy back. I think the problem is this A is still wet from the polka dot. Okay, there we go. So just, that might be a problem, but you'll see right now how I fix it if I do end up seeping through. I'm going to use burnt umber for the letters, so it's not as dark as black, but it's a little bit, this might be too dark, but again, if you buy a kit, you can change it, the lettering how you want. All right, so I try to brush some of it off and then try to do a light coat before. This will need a couple coats. This burnt umber is a little transparent, so it will. I try to go with the grain on this, but sometimes it's just too hard. All right. And this will dry pretty fast because I'm going really thin with it. And you'll see if I seep through any of it, how I fix it up right now with the paint. This would be really cute to hang somewhere on a little, because I'm going to put a little wire hanger on it. Or even or even like on your tier tray, that would be really cute with another little bunny. So just kind of do that. I try not to pick up water, and then I leave my brush sitting out of the water to give it that second coat, because I don't want it wet, because the more liquidy it is, the more it'll seep through. So you do not want that. Okay. Let's wait a little bit for that to dry. Perfect. All right, let me see. Okay, so as that's drying, should I paint one more last bunny since I only have one more to paint? Let me do one more, and then it'll dry. We'll give it another coat, and then I'll wax these guys so you can see when I wax the edges. And when you wax, I have a wipey, baby wipe nearby, just in case I get too much on it. And the wax is a little forgiving, so you don't have to worry too much if you get too much on there. Just like when we have a scrapbook store, we would ink the edges of the paper to give it a kind of a distressed look. And there was a gal that would do kits for us, and she also gave classes. She was really heavy on her inking. It looked good, but every time I tried to do it, oh no, and it was too much. It's funny, my sister did it really, really light. You could hardly see it. I did it kind of in between, and then the other gal was like really heavy on it. Just everybody's style is so different. Oh, I could have shown you the line drawing of this little guy that I drew the other day. There's so many different ways to make bunnies. It's funny. Okay. This is why I don't do big stuff. It takes a while. Let's stick to my small stuff. I'm getting white paint on my sun. I am a messy painter sometimes. See, my silicone mat was really clean when we first started, and now it's a mess. Kathy, I use DecoArt Americana Sealer. It's a matte spray just to seal it. Yeah, I'll do that. It's so funny, I usually do it the day before the live. All my finished product, I have a shelf here in my area that I just put all my finished product, and then before my lives, before I'm going to put my sets together, I will stain the backs, paint the backs, or whatever needs to be done, and then I seal it outside, and then I bring them to my kitchen. It's a whole process. And then I start putting all the kits together. Or not kits, sets. All right. This is probably dry now. I pick up that brush that is still not wet, and it's going to be a little stiff, but hopefully you didn't have to wait too long where it's going to be really stiff. And then I'm just going to go a little heavier on the letters and hope this turns out, because I am live, and if it doesn't turn out, I'll be sad. Or at least some of it turn out and not too much bleeding. But I just wanted to show you, if you get the kit, to just make sure you don't use wet paint, that your brush is dry. Even when I've had kind of a semi-wet brush, it sometimes doesn't work. You really have to. Okay. I think we're good. And now the reveal, just grab the end and pull back. Don't pull up, try to pull back. Yay, not much bleeding so far. I'm so excited. Not any bleeding so far, huh? Dang, how did that happen? I have a handy dandy pin pen. I don't know if you guys do vinyl, but this is very pointy, but it has been an awesome tool to have. It's called Pin Pen. I don't know who makes it. Only one person makes it. A little bit of bleeding, but I'm not going to worry about that, I don't think. So then I just go and I weed the items. And if you don't have a pin pen, use a little, if you have a weeding tool or a needle, something small to get into there, and try not to. Let's see if this guy, get that vinyl off of there. Oh, looks like there's a little bit of bleeding that went through on this A. Remember I told you that A was going to give me a hard time, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of paint and just touch it up. Perfect. Okay. Now on to waxing. So, like I said, it's this Waverly Antique color. It's a wax. It's not a paint. Yeah, Peggy, that is, it's, weeding is hard. Like I said, try the smoother your wood is, the better. Sand it so that you don't have like that grain popping up, and then try to do your your stencil. Okay, so this is basically the same color as this bunny trail, but let me get a wipey, baby wipe to have on hand, just in case I make a mess. So I use this brush that I also got at Walmart. It's a stencil brush. I don't know what they use it for, but what I'm going to use it for, mess here, is I grab some paint, or I just use my lid. I never go right in the thing because I never make things big enough. So I just grab some, but most of it is going to come off like that. And then you're just going to brush it on like that. See how it's already giving it like this dimension. It's a new life. It's really good. Okay. Do that. Do a little egg. My hands are a mess, you guys. And then do the bunny. Make sure when you do this, if my eyes were still wet, that they're not. And then just all right, I didn't need my wipe. I did good. So put that in the brush thing. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is finish up this guy. Oh, I should have plugged my hot glue gun in, but I'm just gonna use wood glue. But you could hot glue, or you could use wood glue. I like using wood glue. I know a lot of DIYers use hot glue. I'm not a big fan just because things pop off sometimes with hot glue. But I know people also use wood glue with hot glue to kind of use the hot glue to kind of, you know. Okay, if I can, this bottle's almost empty. That's how much I use this. Okay. So I will just set this guy down. Oh, I got in the way of, oh, let me get a mess here. Okay. So I got some wood glue on there and I'm just gonna wipe it off. So just to have this guy out of the arrow way. Okay, then I'm going to get some wire, which you will also get in the kit. And I'm going to use a dowel to wrap the wire around. Squish it down. This is how I make some of my signs. So what you want to do is leave a little bit on the edges so that you could feed it through the hole. I'm gonna hold on to my bunny so he doesn't pop off since he's still drying. Pull it and then stick it in there. Gosh, you guys, that's way too cute. Thank you, Peggy. Yeah, usually a lot of people use stencil brushes, Diane. I just use my regular old brush, but like I said, it needs to be dry. And you can't, your first one, you shouldn't have a lot of paint on it or you will have that bleeding. Okay, so then you have this. How cute is that? Okay, I'm so excited. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do, this is where the part that I wasn't gonna use this, but I will now. And I'm going to wrap it around twice. Oh, maybe 3 times. Yeah, 3 times is good. Oh my gosh, and then I wrap it underneath to grab them all when I make my knot. And go as tight as I can. I can't believe this came out to fruition. I'm so excited. Oops. All right. So we'll do that. How cute is that? I could just leave them like that, huh? What do you guys think? I could have put this hanging there. Well, you guys can do whatever you want once you get it, but let me see. This hole was too small. I don't think I made it big enough, darn it. Oh, maybe I could get it in there. Oh, it's not gonna work. It needs to be a thinner. Nope. I'll try it again. Yay, I got it. Okay. So I'll try to make that hole a little bigger so that you guys don't have that problem. I'm just gonna put this little egg on here. So what do you guys think? Ribbon or no ribbon, or maybe like a refabbed bow? Something like that. I'm open for suggestions. What I should have done is I should have grabbed the egg with that one knot that I made, but should have, could have done. Okay. Thank you, Peggy. Okay, oh, so just leave it as is, Karen, you think? Let me see. I kind of made it for these colors. I know what I could do. Not make a bow, but just make a... Let me cut this off and see if I can make a cute little knot bow. Yeah, that's cute. Kind of goes with all my colors. Oh, I didn't do this right. But... How cute is that? Adorable. Okay. I want to add, I think this shouldn't be moved over. It's really bothering me, kind of. Something like that. What do you guys think? Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Kathy. All right, I think we'll leave it there. I think what I do want to do though is add, I should have done this beforehand, but now that I see it, and I'm going to use the stylus and just add little dots on my egg. And then for sure I can't move it because I'll make a mess. Should I put it here? All right. And it's done. Oh, I got a hair on there. Okay. Yay, he turned out cute. So like I said, I will have this up on my page. It's going to be a kit. You will get everything to make this little guy except for the paint. And you won't get a pattern, but you will get everything, and then just come back on the live so you can see how I made him. Hope you guys had fun. Have a great weekend. Enjoy all those sales on Virtual Home Decor Marketplace. Hopefully you guys find some cute Easter items. But yeah. Thank you, Claire. Lisa, you want it. Lisa Clark, you can make it. I'll take it to our Mariposa trip. How about that? And then you can make it. Lisa Clark does not like making the crafts. She likes just buying them, which is fine too. But yeah, she's a friend of mine, and we go up to Mariposa every spring and we take all kinds of crafts, and it's funny watching her make them because she's not a crafter, but she sits there and she makes them. She's a trooper, and she will do that again this year. Grin and bear it, Lisa. Okay, guys, you guys have a great weekend. Hope to see you next week. I'm doing really good about making these lives every weekend. So yeah, see you guys next weekend. Thanks.